Okay, welcome to this recording for the 5 Minutes of Fire. So we're covering the promotion playbook, and during this series, we're just covering 5 minutes at a time. And so for today, I'm going to talk to you about a role play size up sheet. This is designed to help you prepare and to help you get ready for a role play scenario. Some of the scenarios you might face are outlined on page 2 of this. And here's some examples you might have to do during an assessment center. You might have to organize and run a team meeting. You might have to deal with an underperforming member of your team. You might have to deal with unacceptable conduct by an employee. You might have to influence someone from the public or partner agency towards your agenda. Or you may have to run a simulated call with your crew. These are just some examples. Role plays can be fairly diverse, and there's a lot of different scenarios that you might have to encounter. And it's impossible to prepare for all of them, but if you follow the outline in this size up sheet, it's going to give you a systematic approach to going into role play. So regardless of if it's a customer or an employee or a team, you'll at least have a workflow that you can follow and a sequence to follow in terms of your thought process and your actions moving forward. To make this relatable, I'm using the same type of format that you're going to use responding to a structure fire or an emergency scene like a car accident. We put it into 5 steps. So there's 5 steps. The first one is to make a pre-plan. It's really important to do as much homework in advance as possible with as much details about the scenario that you can get. The better your pre-plan is, the better chance you will have at success. Step number 2 is you want to do an initial size up. So I'll say these real quick, and then I'm going to show you. If you're watching the screen, I'm going to go through this. If you're just listening and you want to see it, you can buy the book and then go through the book. The promotion playbook's available on Amazon, or you can go to YouTube, and I'm sharing the screen where you can watch the video to go along with it. So I'm going to say, so the 5 areas: make a pre-plan, do an initial size up, do a 360 assessment, create an initial action plan, and then the final piece is document and follow up. So the pre-plan is before, the size up, 360 assessment, and initial action plan are during, and then after is document and follow up. So before you start, do a pre-plan. During it, you're going to size it up, do a 360, do an initial action plan, and then afterwards, you'll document and follow up. It's kind of like before, during, and after. And this is, so for page 1, it's a pre-plan, and it just gives you an outline to follow so that you can get as much details as possible and be prepared with all your resources. So this is kind of like your resource list. It's kind of like you're going to the fire and you make sure that all the apparatus is ready. And when that fire goes, you get the best response and you get the appropriate resources that you need for that emergency. You want to have your engine stocked up with the right equipment, have it ready. Metaphorically, this is the same thing, is that you want to know the people that are going to support you, the policy and procedures that apply, and then any other type of local, state, or federal resources that can help with whatever situation that they're going to throw at you. So make a pre-plan. Page 2 is where it covers this. And your initial size up is that you go in and say it's a team meeting and you want to go in first. This compares to the size up sheets that we're going to cover later, is that when you go to an incident, most of you are probably familiar with a C.A.N report. What are the conditions? What are my actions? What do I need? That's a common term used on emergency scenes. It also applies to these role play scenarios. So as you show up, what are the conditions? What are my actions? And what is it that I need to help this go well? So that's your size up. What are the conditions? Everybody's standing around the table and I need to have a meeting. The action, I'm going to get everybody together. I'm going to get their attention. I'm going to start this meeting. What do I need? I might need some help from somebody else. I might need participation from the crew. I might need to call somebody else to help with the situation. Whatever it is, what do you need? And then a 360 size up means that you just don't get stuck in your own. With the 360s, you don't get stuck in your head and you're not just focused on you and your own agenda. Is that you get everybody together, you kind of take command of the situation, but then you get feedback from everybody at that table, everybody in that scenario, because these are typically dynamic situations. You can't just go in and focus on yourself the whole time and have a good outcome. You got to go in, set up an initial plan, but you need a 360 to see how your message is being perceived, see what the needs of your audience is, and get that buy-in from everybody else, and then adapt from there. It's kind of like a game of pitch and catch. It's this back and forth dynamic in most role play scenarios, is that it's not just you showing up and talking the whole time. It's you showing up, getting everybody together, doing your size up, and then from there be like, all right, where's everybody at in this back and forth conversation, which is going to help your scenario to go to best. Then after you get the feedback, then you want to create an initial action plan. And then throughout this plan, you want to keep getting that feedback as the day progresses. So initial size up, feedback with the 360 assessment, and then create a plan based on that 360 and adapt the plan as needed and continue to have this back and forth communication. The final piece is to document and follow up in whatever format is best for that situation for your department. So I hope it's helpful. If you want more, you can find a more in-depth video. If you go back to season number 1, I cover this tool with a little bit more in-depth, more time. It's available both on the podcast, the YouTube channel. If you want more specific training and support, go to promotionplaybook.com. You can also find us on Facebook. And I'm going to keep creating this content to help you be successful with your promotional test. Thanks for watching. I wish you the best of luck.